Every breakthrough in your life or business starts with one thing, a system. I have built and scaled companies to $100 million, and every single time it came down to just two things. Hire the right people, and then build the right systems so they can make the right decisions. If you try to grow your business or build a team that can actually run without you, these 7 steps just might help. Step number 1, embrace the early chaos. Amplify the signal, not the noise. The biggest mistake founders make is installing Salesforce before they have sales. You don't need dashboards, you need deals. I'm working with this great CEO right now who spent the entire first year doing nothing but cold calling and selling. No CRM, no consultant, no sales rep, just a PowerPoint deck and spreadsheet. And of course, a ton of interactions with customers. And it was messy, it was chaotic. His advisors and investors were putting so much pressure on him to build a scalable system, but he just refused. He would rather show up on product support calls at 2 a.m. at night with his engineers, watching the customers use the product, fixing the bugs, and constantly refining the product. But you know what? Now, he has built a $10 million business before hiring a single sales rep. And more importantly, he knows exactly how his product fits the market needs. After all that, he has started building the structures and the systems. And I asked him why he waited for so long. And he said, I did not want to scale the noise. I wanted to scale the signal. Reid Hoffman puts it pretty bluntly. When you're in early stage, embrace chaos, adapt in real time. Speed before systems. A lot of founders end up overbuilding the product, spend time on gorgeous dashboards, write up company values, draft SOPs before they even know what their customers are willing to buy and at what price. Systems are multipliers, but when all you have is a 0, it doesn't matter what you multiply it with. You're gonna get 0. So please focus on product market fit first. Otherwise, you're just building a very pretty graveyard where your systems and your spreadsheets will go to die. This next step sounds crazy and reckless. Hire people who don't need systems. The top 1% of your people will drive 99% of your growth. McKinsey research showed that top performers deliver 800% more impact than the average ones. Talent follows the power law. A few will do all the heavy lifting, the rest will do the PowerPoint. A few years ago, when I was the CEO of an AI platform company in cybersecurity, one of our engineers completely rewired how we approached anomaly detection. That's how machine learning models look at the patterns and spot the outliers. And we didn't even have onboarding documents or product documentation. Most of the engineers would have just played safe, but this engineer was a born hacker. So he kept digging, and he noticed subtle pattern in how certain anomalies were behaving. He uncovered something so massive, hiding in plain sight. That one move changed the entire trajectory of our platform. And this is why the most important decision you will make in your business is who you hire. So don't invest in systems up front, invest in people who can build, people who can solve, people who can ship, because they will build your business. And then, and only then, you should build the systems that scale your business. Next up is number 3, treat recruiting like revenue. Google spends twice as much on recruiting than any other company in the world. Why? Because in their own words, a top-notch engineer is worth 300 times more than an average one. In fact, Amazon has this system called the bar raiser, and every candidate gets interviewed by someone outside of the hiring team, a trained gatekeeper whose only job is to protect the talent bar. If they say no, you don't get hired, because talent is the heart of your business. The stronger it beats, the faster you can run. It's the source of the river. If that's muddy, everything downstream is going to turn to mud. So build your hiring funnel just like revenue funnel. Cold outreach, interview conversion, how many offers, how long did it take, how many closed, time to onboard, talent churn, all of it. Why? Because your next stage of growth depends entirely on who walks in that door tomorrow. Step number 4, your sales pipeline is the only honest feedback loop. Many years ago, I was working at a terrific tech company. And my boss, the CEO, was brilliant. He had a PhD in economics, very compassionate, very thoughtful, very forward-looking. And at that time, I was spending hours, literally days, just debating the compensation plan for our sales and marketing teams. So territory plans, performance bonuses, commission curves, the works. And I presented all of that to him, and he said, very gently, Sandeep, let's figure out how this sales compensation structure can accelerate our sales pipeline. I want to see how these changes will drive our revenue for the next 9 months. Connect the dots. And he was right. Sales is the tip of the spear. Build a sales and marketing machine, and the entire company will start humming. And there is a science to it. Who are you targeting? To which channels? What's your conversion rate? How long does it take to close? How long before they start paying? What is the customer churn? This is your EKG, your vitals, your pulse. So master the art and science of revenue visibility, and the rest becomes much easier. Here's step number 5. Culture delivers every metric. Ego destroys every one of them. 2 companies, same tech, same tools, same customers, one wins, one dies. What's the difference? What if I told you about a company that missed almost every major tech opportunity of its era? The browser dominance, missed. The internet, missed. Search, missed. Social, missed. That company was Microsoft. You know, in early 2000s, Microsoft was fighting battles on 2 fronts, trying to crush the competition while also trying to settle antitrust lawsuits with the DOJ. It was a very difficult time for them. But then Satya Nadella takes over, and suddenly the sleeping giant wakes up. Instead of chasing the competition, Satya focused on culture. From a know-it-all mindset to a learn-it-all culture that rewarded curiosity, not ego. And that shift powered their next era of innovation and growth. And boom, $1 trillion. Because ego-based cultures destroy trust. Every meeting becomes a negotiation. Every project becomes a power struggle. And in that kind of culture, nothing grows, nothing sticks. But there are systems that can help you build the right culture. For instance, Amazon has a culture of creating a 6-page narrative for every major decision. At NVIDIA, any employee can send their top 5 concerns email directly to the CEO. No ego. And I have seen this over and over again. 2 companies with the similar products, similar tools, similar clients, but one is headlining stadiums, the other sounds like a middle school band. Why? Because systems can be cloned, but culture, that's your fingerprint. That brings us to step number 6. The fastest way to slow your growth is to give everyone 15 priorities to chase. If everything is important, then nothing is. OKRs, objectives and key results, solve that problem. John Doerr wrote a book on that called Measure What Matters. Set 3 or 4 company-wide OKRs per quarter, then cascade throughout the company, from company to department to the team to individuals. So you see, it's all connected. So let's say the company objective is profitability, and the key result could be reduce operating costs by 10%. Then that cascades down to the marketing team. And marketing team's objective is generate leads cost effectively. And the key result, the way you measure that, is to say we're going to lower cost per lead by 20%. And then it flows down to the marketing manager and on and on. But here's the trick. Keep it very tight. I once worked at a company with 11 executives. Each one of them had 6 to 8 top priorities. You do the math. Strategy is not an all-you-can-eat buffet. When it comes to goal setting, please remember, scarcity builds clarity. Next is number 7. Great companies are like religion. They need rituals. For founders or team leads, there is no such thing as over-communication. Rituals make things predictable. They regulate our serotonin, makes us feel safe. And that's why your communication cadence is the backbone of your company. Let me walk you through what I used to do when I was a CEO. Every day, I did 10 minutes of stand-ups with my direct reports. We were moving so fast, every day mattered. Every Monday, we had our C-level executive meeting. So Chief Revenue Officer, Chief Technology Officer, Chief Financial Officer, and so on, all of us would get together. That's where we tackled the hardest issues together. Then, every Tuesday, company-wide, all hands. What's happening and why it matters. We shared our wins and our mess-ups with everyone, every single time. And then every Wednesday was my meetings day, where I would schedule the triangle offense meetings, where 3 departments who used to work together would come together. So sales, marketing, and customer success would be all together in one meeting. Product, engineering, and data science would come together in another meeting. Finance, operations, HR, that would be another meeting. So that was the fastest way for us to unblock coordination problems that were interdepartmental. And actually I got this idea from a great book by Phil Jackson. It's called 11 Rings. It's a terrific book and all of us should definitely read it. Then of course, every month we would have business reviews, product reviews, tech reviews, hiring health, financial runway, all of that stuff. Every quarter, we would review our OKRs. And of course, we would have our board meeting every quarter. So you see, that kind of rhythm helped us build trust. And trust created speed of execution. Now, you don't have to build the same communication system the same way, but you have to build some ongoing drumbeat of communication. There is nothing like over-communication. And finally, here's the most important step, one that connects all other steps together. Lead with context, not control. Zappos was phenomenal at this. Their CEO believed that the employees in the field should make the call. Want to send a flower to a customer? Go ahead and do it. You want to send cookies? Go ahead. You want to spend 2 hours on the phone with a customer to solve a problem? Great, that is your job. And the result? Amazon acquired Zappos for $1.2 billion. If every decision still needs you in the room, you don't have a company, you have a traffic jam. As Eric Schmidt said, you are the most expensive router in your company. Your job is to connect people and route decisions to the people closest to the problem. Be the coach, not the crutch. You have to let the players play the game. And that mindset is going to be even more crucial tomorrow. Because your next hire is not gonna have a resume or a pulse because they're going to be AI agents. And they're already here. 81% of customers now prefer talking to AI agents in customer support. These agents don't need onboarding. They don't get tired, they don't get distracted, and they don't need vacation. And this brings you that one thing you've been chasing all along. A system that learns, adapts, evolves, even when you're not in the room. Now, you're still gonna need your people and your systems, but now you have these amazing tools that can accelerate and amplify everyone's efforts. So the real question is, what are you going to build with it? These 7 steps will transform your life and your business, and the AI agents will make these systems come alive. Now, if you're ready to take it to the next level, check out my video on the most profitable AI businesses that AI won't be able to destroy. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and I love you.